started. And first off, my name is Mayor Bill Finch. Some people have accused me of being a very green mayor, but today I'd like to be a blue mayor in honor of Long Island Sound. And we have what I used to call, when George and I, and Richard was a former senator as well, we were all in the circle in Hartford. I used to refer in some of my, I guess, sort of passionate speeches about Long Island Sound, this is the Grand Canyon of Connecticut. Except it's filled with water and you can do lots of fun things on it and you can eat the food that comes out of it. And the Grand Canyon's just a giant big hole you look at. And I think that that is a good way to look at Long Island Sound because it's such a tremendous resource and we take it for granted all the time. And in fact, in our history, we've taken it more than for granted. We've filled it up with our sewage and our waste and our runoff. And it's a testimony to the great, strong partnerships between the cities, the state, and the federal government that we see every year improve quality of the ecosystem that we call Long Island Sound. It's one of the largest estuaries in the United States. And when people think of other estuaries, like Puget Sound, Chesapeake Bay, they think of this romantic vision of clamming and crabbing and fishing and boating and swimming. And that's what we want everybody to think about when they think of Long Island Sound. It is what is. It is what it is. We do that here now. But we haven't done as good a job at marketing what is one of the largest estuaries and one of the most fun places to recreate anywhere, Long Island Sound. And so much of our quality of life and so much of our economy comes back to Long Island Sound. It's obvious. It's a political no-brainer that we want to keep Long Island Sound as clean as possible and as open as possible. Just recently, we've started planning a new parks master plan for the city of Bridgeport. Directly related to the quality of life of Long Island Sound is how we create ways to protect the watershed that feed Long Island Sound. When Chris Kreider, where's Chris? Where is he? He deserves a big round of applause from Save the Sound, because when he organizes cleanups, or when Terry Backer organizes cleanups, we are taking refuse and pollution that would otherwise end up degrading the quality of Long Island Sound. So we know that it's all tied together. The water that flows from Wolf Park, through Twin Brooks Park, through Beardsley Park, eventually goes to Long Island Sound. If we are not good stewards of our watershed, it all ties into Long Island Sound. The water doesn't know any town boundaries. So we're in this together as a region, we're in this together as a state, and we're in this together as the Northeast tri-state area, where we're feeling very, very strong about the protection of Long Island Sound. I want to thank everybody for coming here. There's a lot of speakers, but I do want to make the point of reminding everybody that Bridgeport, through our Be Green effort, is leading the way in the protection of Long Island Sound because we're protecting the watershed of the Pequannock River, the Yellow Mill Creek, the Rooster River, Island Brook, which Chris just helped us clean up. And all of those things are part of keeping Long Island Sound clean. And we do brag the most beautiful park on Long Island Sound anywhere in Seaside Park. And we know that's the fact, so we don't need to debate that. But when I was in the state Senate with George, trying to fill in for Dick Blumenthal, who had gone off to be our Attorney General, we argued very passionately, George and I, about the best way to protect our waterfront, our front door to the beautiful ecosystem we call Long Island Sound. And every step of the way, we were there led by great information. And that's how we make good laws, great information. And great advocacy from Kurt Johnson. And I'd like to introduce him at this time and ask him to say a few words. Kurt, thank you for all the advocacy you do on behalf of the city of Bridgeport.